Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to be covering inspection and why it's such an important phase of your solve. Actually, it pretty much defines how the starting of your solve is going to go, and why people aren't using the best, making the best use of inspection. So first things first, inspection, you should be able to track your first color's center as well as the opposite one completely at your peak, but in generally you track one color and you see where the other pieces are going to land, the opposite color pieces. So that being said, inspection offers you 12 seconds or 15 seconds, but let's just say you have 12 effective seconds to inspect. It offers you 12 seconds of inspection for 8 pieces, and I feel like that is not that big of an issue because in most scrambles you already have a few of these solved, so it really doesn't make much of an impact. I would say that you can't say that you have too many pieces to inspect, and your cross color choice definitely matters here. So what I mean here is your cross color might be fixed, but you may not always solve. Say if I solve on white, I may not always solve the white center first. I might go with yellow. So I would just say that whichever center you solve first, you keep that color on the bottom so that you have a better angle in order to solve the opposite color. And let me just demonstrate. So this is a random scramble, and so this is a pretty tough scramble. I mean, tough in the sense it has weird, yeah, you can see. So white, 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 and the other one's here, and I also see yellow. So I will go with white here. I know it doesn't seem like the best idea, but I see something nice, which is so if I solve white this way, yeah, let me just say what I'm gonna do. So I'll first pair these, and while I'm getting that, this would come all the way here, which is pairable with this. That's all I see, and I know that when I shift to pair it here, this piece will go there and that will pair the yellow bar. So this is what I mean exactly, and then I just solve the yellow. So notice how I've solved this on top. I kept that on the bottom so I had the angle of what to solve on top. So that's pretty important. So let's just say I have this random hand scrambles. Yeah, so this is scramble, and instantly you would notice this white bar as well as these two. So you know how you're gonna solve these, which would just be a D prime to get this here. Once you do the D prime, you can do a U to move it here, R, U prime, R2. That would just insert in the bottom. Now you have a yellow piece here. The D prime will get the yellow piece here. That U won't affect it. The R will get it here, U prime and R2 will get it here. Now you might notice that that doesn't really do anything good for us because it takes this yellow and puts it here, and you still have nothing on the top. So you want to try and influence these centerpieces the best you can, because, well, this is actually where people, if you followed my last video, I mentioned that some people find it a disadvantage to choose only 2 colors and solve those centers. But yeah, this is where they feel it's a disadvantage, that since you have only 2 colors, you have just limited pieces and influencing them is slightly tough. So the influencing here can actually be done in a good way. So say I do the D prime and I do the U. So now I'm gonna do this U prime R2. But before that, I might notice this. So if I just do a U, if I add a U here, that would just pair this, and then I can do U to R2. In fact, while doing the R2, it's an R2 prime because that's easiest without a regrip. I can do R prime, U, R prime. Now that preserved that, and this is there. So just you insert this and you have this bar that you built. So imagine if you saw that in inspection. Imagine how much smoother your solves would be just to start off. And so let me set up an easier case. Let's just say we had this. So if you had something like this, what most people would do is just insert yellow first, and then they would hopefully just see this white and insert it. But I have seen, like, while I've judged at competitions, I've seen a lot of cases where they don't see this other piece. This piece is what matters the most because it's the last piece you'll solve. Once you're done with this, you can just jump right off to your first 3 cross edges. So I recommend, see, if it's this easy, insert this. You know this is going to end up here. Do a U, R, U, R prime. You know these are going to make an inverted L here. You can just rotate and U prime, R, U prime, R prime. So that's literally your whole center in your head. I mean, whole first 2 centers in your head. So I really strongly recommend you guys to use inspection wisely. And the last thing I'd have to cover here is some cases. Yeah, so I've set up a rather simple case, but a lot of people might not see this. So they would insert this first. And when they do that, they would be like, okay, this comes here. But they wouldn't see that this actually comes here, and that sets this up to this. So let me just show you what I mean. Yeah, say I solve it like this. They would not notice that you actually have, when you pair this here, this comes here, which means this goes there, and you can just do that. So this is actually a 3-move solution, while it doesn't look like one. So I encourage you to explore these kind of cases, because when you get them in solves and you know that you've seen this case before and it's just a 3-mover with all fat moves, you will have that confidence that, okay, I know how to do this, and you'll just go right into it, and you won't waste any time on doing it in another way. So this is a very important thing. Explore various center cases, explore a lot, and develop your own intuition. You don't have to follow anyone else's solutions, but you need to follow what works best for you, and you need to know that it's the most efficient thing you can do. And here I don't mean that you can do, I mean that how much is possible, because in the end efficiency is one of the biggest pillars of big cubes, and you really need to be really on spot with your efficiency. This is really important. So yeah, that pretty much covers the inspection part of it. Just track your centers properly. Track the opposite colors as well in inspection. Don't just go for one center. At least try visualizing where pieces are going to land. And I guess a good exercise would be solving the centers blindfolded, and just upping your game. So you start with just one, and then start with thinking where the other would go, and then start with one bar of the opposite, and then finish. You can solve both blindfolded. Once you can do that, and okay, there's a small exception here. You might have some very weird scrambles, but yeah, once you can do that, you can pretty much do anything, because once you can do that, you jump right into your first 3 cross edges, which I will be covering soon. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for watching.